What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with my Browns Commanders Week 5 game preview as our 1-3 Cleveland Browns are on the road once again for their second of 3 straight road games. As this week, they head up to the DMV area, more specifically Landover, Maryland, to the newly renamed Northwest Stadium, formerly known as FedEx Field, to face off against the surprisingly good 3-1, yeah, you heard me, 3-1 Washington Commanders. Now, you look at how the Commanders have done this year, right? I'll be thinking, how are they 3-1, right? Well, played some decent competition, to say the least. I mean, week 1, they lost to Baker and the Bucks, 37-20. Week 2, they barely beat the Giants, who, of course, were without a kicker. And let's be honest, if the Giants had a kicker, they probably win that game. Of course, if they had a kicker, the game would have been tied at 21, and they probably go to overtime. And who knows what happens in overtime, but honestly, I think the Giants would have pulled it out. And then, week 3, they go to Cincinnati, and they beat Joe Burrow and the Bungles, which made me happy. And then last week, they went out to Arizona and they proceeded to drop 42 points on the Cardinals' heads. Meanwhile, our beloved Browns can barely score 20 points. It's like damn brain surgery out here, man. This team straight up cannot score for crap on offense. It's freaking hilarious, man, I swear. And of course, for those who didn't know, I'm a Buckeyes fan. And watching the Buckeyes offense, I know it's a different kind of game, right? But watching the Buckeyes offense go out there and essentially score at will, like those guys could legit score in their sleep. I mean, they could play arguably the worst game ever, and they'd probably still score like 30 plus points. These freaking bozos can barely score 20. They get smacked at home in their home opener by the Cowboys. They go out to Trevor Bank Field or whatever, Trevor Bank Stadium, and they beat the Jags, who just so happen to now be arguably the worst team in the league. Yeah, if it wasn't for that, we'd be winless right now, of course. In the last 2 weeks, the Browns had a chance to go down the field late in the game and potentially take the lead and possibly win. And they couldn't do it. Although, at least against the Raiders, the offense was actually able to move the ball down the field into scoring position, and then they derped. They teased us. Only because the Guardians game was canceled. I feel like if the Guardians had played, they would have taken the bad juju away from the Browns. The Browns would have won that game if the Guardians played. Just the way it is. Right. Swear, dude. We lose this game, it's probably going to snowball. Because you look at our schedule after this week. Of course, we have 4 weeks left until the bye week. One of those games is on the road in Philadelphia. And of course, they've been struggling, mainly because guys have been hurt. Now, knowing our luck, they're going to get everyone back against us, and they're going to send us to the freaking butcher. And, yeah, we're going to get absolutely slaughtered because that's how things go, right? But then after that, 3 straight home games against Cincinnati, who we pretty much own, the Ravens, and anything goes in those games, and then the Chargers. Watch us. I swear to God. Watch us freaking win 3 in a row after next week. I swear to God. They're going to get us all hyped up heading into the bye week. They're going to somehow, some way win 3 straight. And then they got New Orleans on the road coming out of the bye. Watch them lay an egg in that game. Swear to God. I swear to God, I know how this goes. I know exactly how this is going to go. They can't fool me. I know this team too well. They're going to somehow, some way pull like a couple wins out of their ass, and they're going to keep us from getting a top 10 pick. You know, they're going to be bad enough to miss the playoffs, but they're going to be good enough to not get a top pick. That's how it's going to go. They're going to be mid. Of course, we finally have a first round pick, and this team decides to be ass. If you're going to be ass, go all the way with it. Don't be out here, winning these games and keeping us out of the top 10. If you're going to be ass, like, go all the way with it. Right? None of this teasing crap. Don't get me out here thinking, oh my God, this team can actually make a push, and then immediately just lay an egg. That'll piss me off even more than I already am now. God. Now, before I get into previewing this game, I do have some somewhat positive injury news to talk about. Starting off with, of course, you already know, from Adam Schefter yesterday. I love to see this, right? Chubb might be back soon. Will he be back soon? Maybe this week? I don't know. But from Adam Schefter, and I quote, Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski said the team is opening the practice window for running back Nick Chubb. Now, I already know people are going to come out and say, oh, yeah, he's going to run amok this week. Now, I don't know how much he's even going to see the field. Is he even going to play this week? I don't know. If he does, he won't be out there much. They're going to probably ease him into it. But I tell you what, if the Browns want to get me going, right? If they want to get me back on the train, Nick Chubb plays this week. He goes out there. The first time I see this dude stiff arm a guy into the ground, I'm a legit bust on camera. Oh my God. Going from Jerome Ford to Nick Chubb, I can't even think of a legit comparison. It's like going from some little ass compact car to one of them newer like Dodge Chargers, man. I tell you what though, if we had Nick Chubb these last 2 weeks, we probably win those last 2 games. I know we win last week. Because you mean to tell me Nick Chubb wouldn't be able to get 3 yards on 4th and 3? Dude could just fall forward and get 3 yards. That dude could sleepwalk and get 3 yards, even with a bad knee. Honestly, though, if we had Nick Chubb, I don't even think he gets caught on that big run that Jerome Ford had. He probably runs right through Trayvon Merrick. He runs into the end zone. That's a touchdown. Nobody's stopping Nick Chubb in space. I mean, come on now. What are we talking about here? But we'll see what Nick Chubb looks like in practice, and I'm sure Kevin will vaguely talk about, oh, he has a chance to play this week. And then come Sunday at like 11:30, we're going to see Nick Chubb on the inactive list, and the vast majority of Browns fans are going to be insanely pissed off. But me, I'm going to be like, well, I mean, I didn't really expect him to play this week. I'm going to keep the door open, but like, I'm not going to bet on him playing because he just came back, right? Let him get back into his form and then you send him out there. Especially because, as we know, the stadium formerly known as FedEx Field, or as I call it, the ACL graveyard, has been a taker of ACLs for years. Look at all the players who have lost their ACLs on that field over the years, recently. I mean, we got a guy just coming off one of the most gruesome knee injuries we've ever seen, playing on a field that takes players' ACLs on the daily. I call it the ACL graveyard for a reason. honestly, I would be okay if he didn't play this week, right? Let him get up to speed and then unleash him next week against Philadelphia. That's what I do. But we'll see. Now, in other positive news from Daniel Oyefusi, who has quickly become my favorite Browns beat writer lately, he tweeted, and I quote, Browns running back Nyheim Hines, who has been on the PUP list, is expected to practice pretty soon and possibly this week, per head coach Kevin Stefanski. Man, if we get Nick Chubb and Nyheim Hines back this week, oh yeah, that's nice. That'd be awesome. But again, same thing with Nyheim Hines. I think they get him back, they ramp him up, and then they unleash him. They're not just going to throw him out there after him not playing all this time. For those that are wondering what happened to Nyheim, I believe he was in a boating incident. I'm pretty sure it was like a jet ski or something. Yeah, some crazy incident off the field. Like, damn. But I tell you what, when he's on the field and he's healthy, he's damn good. I think he's going to be our return man when he's back. And then finally, also from Daniel Oyefusi, and this is what he tweeted, and I quote, Browns tight end David Njoku is expected to practice this week, per head coach Kevin Stefanski said. Njoku returned to practice last Thursday, but sat out Friday before missing his third straight game. Again, that field is a menace to players' limbs. I'm not sure I want David Njoku playing on this field with a high ankle sprain. I don't know if I want him playing, but I mean, if he's good to go, you put him out there because he instantly helps this offense out for sure. He's another threat for this offense. But I mean, again, if he's not fully ready to go, don't rush him out there. I don't need him aggravating that injury even more than it already is. Because I know one thing, it'll aggravate me if he aggravates that injury for sure. And then getting into the series history between these two. Overall, Cleveland leads the series 35-12-1. Of course, our last win was technically 2022, but it came on in January 2023. It was the 2022-2023 season. So 2 seasons ago. We beat the crap out of Carson Wentz. The last time Washington beat us was 2016. We went into FedEx Field, and that was the infamous, fumble game where Duke Johnson literally had the ball in the ref's eyes, like he was showing the ball to the ref, right? Like, hey, ref, here's the ball. Ref wasn't even looking at the ball, and she said, oh, Redskins ball. That still, to this day, has me baffled. It's like, what? Duke Johnson is literally standing there with the ball in his hands, showing the ref, like, hey, ref, here's the ball. The ref's not even looking at him. It's like, oh, Redskins ball. I'm like, hey, it's stupid. Duke Johnson's literally standing there with the ball in his hands. Oh, yeah, man. Can't even make it up either. I wish I was, but I'm not. Now, my keys to victory. This isn't even really a key, it's a challenge. Can the offensive line show up this week? Please? My God. I tell you what, our offensive line has legit cost us quite a few times when it comes to scoring. Because last week, if DeJuan Jones even blocks his man for an extra second and a half at least, Deshaun hits Amari Cooper for a touchdown. And then you have the phantom holding call that literally negated an 82-yard touchdown to Amari Cooper. Can't make it up. But yeah, can the offensive line actually show up this week? Now, it's going to be tough because you look at the Commanders' defensive front. It's a nasty front. Dante Fowler, Daron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Dorrance Armstrong, former Buckeye / Irish, Javante Jean-Baptiste. Solid front up on their defense. The linebackers are also pretty good too. Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner. And And then there's secondary. You have Emmanuel Forbes, Jeremy Chin, Quan Martin, Benjamin St. Just, and Mike Sanders still. Oh, Mike Sanders still. Yep. A member of the those cheaters up north. This is going to be an interesting game. Number 2, give me $1. No, not really. I don't need y'all donate. But I'm saying, give me a solid 4 quarters of Browns football. Right? You go out there, give me good 4 quarters of Browns football, and we should come out of here with a dub. Right? It's that simple. Just go out there and play a great game of ball for 4 quarters, score a lot of points, and hopefully the defense shows up. We're going to be good. We're going to get out of Landover, Maryland with a record of 2-3 heading to Philadelphia next week. Yay. And this is a big one for number 3. Don't be dumb. Right? No stupid penalties, especially the drive-killing kind. And take care of the ball. Right? Take care of the ball. And no stupid play calls either. Now, my player to watch this week, I decided to kind of do what I do for the Buckeyes. I went with the whole freaking offensive line. I need these guys to show up. Keep Deshaun on his feet. Every time the camera pans to Deshaun Watson, he's getting helped up off the floor. How about we do this awesome thing where we block the man in front of us and keep Deshaun on his feet and keep a clean pocket. Now, I know sometimes Deshaun will escape said clean pocket, but block. Damn it. I know injuries haven't made things any easier, but damn, bro. God, I've never been this pissed off at the Browns O-line. Never. Even when they were ass, I was never really mad at the O-line. We let Bill Callahan go coach with his son on the weak-ass Titans, and all of a sudden, our offensive line goes from a massive strength to a weakness. We used to have like a damn brick wall protecting the quarterback. Now we got a bunch of airport turnstiles. I bet you could go to Hopkins International Airport and you take those turnstiles and you put them in front of Deshaun, and I bet you they'd block better than these guys right now. That's sad because Joe Bitonio, he has an excuse. He's old and he's hurt. His back has been barking at him for a while now. James Hudson stinks. Ethan Posick, injured. Wyatt Teller, injured. They got Zach Center. He's doing all right. I mean, heck, you must be doing a good job when they don't even talk about you. Solid. And then DeJuan Jones, I think his injury is still catching up with him because he is slower than last year. He's still trying to get back to his old self because he got hurt last year and he's noticeably slower off the block. So I just need these guys to lock the heck in, right? We're still waiting on Jack Conklin to get back. It was like he'd be back a couple weeks ago and then hamstring issue. Go figure. And then, of course, Jed's lazy ass. He doesn't even want to play. Does Jedrick Wills even want to play ball? It seems like he does. Why did we give this loser a fifth year option? Why? What did he do to deserve it? He ain't done a damn thing. Dude stinks, man. Sure, they could drag Joe Thomas out of retirement. Give him a few weeks to bulk back up with his, badass knees. Because that dude pretty much has no knees anymore. And he'd probably do a better job. Pretty sure you could have a dude in a wheelchair block better than Jedrick Wills. Man. Jedrick Wills reminds me of those security guards or whatever that be scanning you when you walk into an event, and they don't even try. They just go, eh, eh. That's Jedrick Wills. Lazy ass. Get him the heck off my damn team, bro. The moment Jack is ready to go or whatever, I need him out of here, bro. Have Jack play left tackle and keep DeWanda at right tackle. That's what I do. Send freaking Jedrick Wills to the damn freaking Shadow Realm. That dude sucks. It's bad enough we got a Jonah Hill freaking cosplayer as our freaking O-line coach. God. I don't think I've hated a position coach more than that loser right now. Straight up. He's turned what was once a strength into an absolute weakness. Why did we hire some loser from Seattle? Did we not do research before we hired this goof? I swear, dude. I swear, man. Now, getting into my prediction, I almost didn't even want to say this, but I believe the Browns can win this game. Not even me being delusional. I think we can win this game. Again, if we play a solid 4 quarters of Browns football, I think we can win. I think we can win. Do I think we actually win? I don't know. Facing an offense that could put up points like crazy, and knowing the way our defense has been playing this year, all of a sudden they focus more on dancing than actually making plays. It's weird how we have more fumble recoveries than interceptions. Wow. I will give a lot of credit though. The front seven is playing really hard. It's the secondary that scares me, especially the cornerbacks. Delpit is a baller though. You know, Delpit's a beast. Denzel, I'll say this: Denzel is a damn dog, man. Protect that dude forever, bro. Like, if I could just ask for one thing from the football gods, keep that dude's brain like as solid as possible. Like, don't let it get to mush. That dude's a dog. I mean, I know I get on these guys for dancing and everything, but Denzel, I won't get on him about that. She has a pretty cool looking little celebration that he does, but at least he makes plays. He should have like 4 or 5 interceptions this year. I know that first one's going to be awesome, though. MJ Emerson's out here playing like 10 yards off the ball for some reason. And then Greg Newsome, he's focused more on dancing than anything else. Cam Mitchell's a good one, though. I like Cam Mitchell. Hopefully we see him a lot more, though. But when it comes to my prediction, I got Browns winning 24-21. Somehow, somewhere, they're going to squeak this one out. I think they're going to be up by 10 late in the game. Commanders are going to score, cut it to 3. They're going to go for the onside. Browns recover it, and they put the game away. Yeah. So, that's pretty much it. Going over 20 minutes. I'm doing a lot more 20-minute videos. I always told myself to keep these videos nice and short, but nope. Can't do it. I cannot do it. It's impossible. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think the Browns get back in the win column this week, or do you think they fall to 1-4 heading to Philadelphia next week? And if they lose this game, our season has the possibility to just crumble and fall apart. I mean, we already got Browns fans calling for Kevin Stefanski to be fired. They're not going to fire Stefanski right now. If anyone's going to go, it's going to be the position coaches or the coordinators. That's usually how they do it. They'll fire position coaches, and then if that still doesn't work, they'll fire the coordinators or whatever. I'd assume Dorsey'd be one of the ones to go first. Because Jim Schwartz, I mean, They could fire him, but nah, I don't think they would. I think Dorsey'd be the one to go before anything else. And then if that still ain't working, then I think Kevin will be under the gun. But for right now, I think position coaches are definitely going to be under the microscope first when it comes to coaches who could be fired. Now, as far as, which position coaches could be fired, Chad O'Shea definitely could be fired because the receiving core is underperformed at times. They've had trouble catching the freaking ball, which is their one job. And then, of course, you have the Jonah Hill cosplayer, Andy Dickerson. He could be fired too. I'd fire his ass now. I would fire his ass, and I would make Roy Istvan, who's from an actually good offensive line last year with Philadelphia, make him the O-line coach and see if things will change there. That's what I do. That's just me, though. All right, so gotta preserve my voice because I'll be doing Tigers and Astros in a little bit. Hope to see you guys there. But with that being said, that's all for this video. As always, shout out to the Dog Pound for rolling with me through another tumultuous Browns season. And of course, to all the Commanders fans I know on here. Juan Gotti, Big Simple, Awesomeness Sports, Louis T, and many, many more. They have a pretty cool fan base. Honestly, out of the NFC East fan bases, I think Commanders fans are probably the most chill. They're kind of like us, right? Organization's been kind of bleh over the years. They finally got rid of that freaking joker, Dan Snyder. Now they can actually be a functioning organization again. And look at that. They get rid of Dan Snyder's whack ass, and look at that. They're actually good now. Their fans are actually showing up to games. They're a competent organization. They don't have a dark cloud over their team. Got a dog for a quarterback. Yeah. Now all they got to do, get the hell out of this dump. That's the one last thing. Get the hell out of this piece of crap stadium. Straight up. So, and by the way, what's the freaking slogan? Raise hail? Come up with that. Like, what? Raise hail. We going to hail if we lose this game. All right, well, I'll see you guys in a little bit for Tigers and Astros. Hopefully we get another good game as the MLB playoffs start today, officially. So, with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. I'll see you guys later. Bye.